CM332, Computer Applications and Communications. I'm Ladonia Randall, your instructor. This is session 1.3. We'll be covering lists and hypertext links. This session begins on page 46 in your text or ebook. If you look on page 46, you'll see a little overview of what we will be creating using code. On page 47 is how the page will look from the code that we entered. There are different type of lists that we'll be working with. We'll have ordered lists, unordered lists, description lists. We'll also be creating a page of times and locations. We'll have navigation lists. Ooh. And we'll be working with hypertext links, turning an inline image into a link. What else will we do? Oh, linking to an email address and also linking to a phone number. So, as I said, read through the text. This part is mostly for the tutorial for the curbside tie, but there's a whole lot of information within those within your text that you need to read to follow. So first we're going to create the menu page. So let's open the ct underscore menu underscore txt.html file. That file is located in our HTML1 folder in the tutorial subfolder, and let's find it. So we are going to open that in our text editor. All right. Then let's type our name, type your name, not my name. It's still September 18th. And always, let's remember to save the file. So we need to save the file as ct underscore menu.html. All right. Okay. There it is up there. Beautiful. Okay, so we need to open our ct underscore pages text file. That's in our tutorial folder once again. Ct pages. There we go. And just open that file. So we have this text. Okay. Then we need to copy the 5 menu items that are listed in the mobile menu section. All right, so we got basil, beef, sesame salad, we got curbside rice, garlic pepper pork, pad thai, and Thai red curry. Let's copy that. Let's minimize it. If you feel comfortable enough to have it open, that's fine too. Okay, open the sheet. Oh, sorry. Then we need to paste that after H1 mobile menu. So let's find mobile menu. That's on my line 27. I'm gonna paste that text. And what I think I will do this time is just kind of hit our return key just to space it out. Like I said, you do what's easiest for you to read because you have to make these edits. All right. So we need to enclose the entire menu within an opening and closing D1 tag. So after mobile menu, let's hit the return key. We'll do not D1, DL. That stands for description list. All right, let's close that off. Then we need the closing tag at the end of that. Let's put it right here. Okay. And after we do that, we need to mark the name of each menu item using the DT element. That's another tag that we'll be using. So let's add that. And we need to mark the corresponding description using the DD element. All right, so let's do that. So we have basil beef sesame salad with DT, and we need to close it off. And let's go ahead and put those DT elements after each menu item. Since I already have the closing tag pasted, you know what? No. Yeah, since I already have the closing tag pasted, loaded, so let me go ahead and just paste that in. Like I said, use two hands. Don't be resting one hand on your chin. Go ahead and get this done. Oops. Gotta delete that. Okay, here we go. And then let's paste the opening tag. So there we go. Now we can see. Now we need to add DD. DT is our description term. DD is our actual description. All right, so let's do DD before the description for basil beef sesame salad. So on my line 32, we're going to do spicy Angus beef. So that's going to be our DD as in dog, opening tag, and then we're going to close it. We're going to close it off after 1995. So let's do that for each one and close it off. Is everybody getting a little familiar with what's going on and how to find files? I hope so. It might be difficult right now because it's something new, but as you practice, that's why it's important to do the tutorials before you do the assignment. You'll improve. All right, so let's save this. And what's this file again? CT_menu. So let's go to our file. Let's see how it loads. Menu. There we go. Let's open with, I'm going to open it with Safari. There we go. Now what I should have done was after I copied those files, but you know what we can do? Let's go back. Because it's a computer. The computer is only as smart as the user. So let's cut this so we can see what it looks like. I'll save it again. And then I'm going to open it. There we go. So see, that's the way the file looked before we added the text. And what I should have done was show you everything without the coding after we pasted the menu, but you can do that on your own. Okay, next. So it looks like we are finished with that CT menu file. So let's close that. Be sure you save it. Now we're going to open CT locations, CT_locations _ txt.html. So let's open that. I'm going to open it with my HTML editor. Again, type your name, not mine. Then our date. Okay, then I'm going to save it. Make sure, take this off, that underscore.txt, and then we're going to save it as .html in our tutorial folder. All right, now we're going back to our pages document. We're going to copy those 4 locations. And do we have anything else? So maybe we can minimize that. And then let's go back to our locations file. And we are going to paste today's locations after that H1 closing element. Command V or Control V on your PC. All right, now we need to mark the entire list of times and locations using the DL element. That's our description list element. We're going to mark each time using the DT. That's our description element, and each location using the DD element. DL description list, DT term, DD description. All right, so let's do it. If you're confused by the instructions, go ahead and turn the page, because each TAN page has a list of written instructions, but then right after that, it shows you visually what that code is going to look like as you're typing it. So let's do that. So we need to do those DL, DDs, and DTs. So let's do that. So DL, let's do DT, opening tag, and then we close it where? After the 2 time. All right. So since I already have those closing tags loaded and I know where I need to place them, let's put those at the end, and then let's do our opening tags at the beginning of those times. And then we need DD, our description. So let's do that before the address. And then I'm going to close it off. Like I said, since I already have it loaded, I'm going to put it at the end of each location. DD. And then let me delete this. And then, that's right. I thought I didn't hit record, y'all. Okay. And then we need to do our description list tag to enclose the entire menu. All right, so let's do that. DL, oh yeah, I said it right. DL ID equals CT underscore locations. Okay, close the quotation mark and greater than sign. Then we need to close off that tag. You see how this is starting to look a lot of information? Well, that's because it is. Oops, excuse me. DL. There we go. Okay, so what I need to do is kind of space this out because it's too much. Okay, now I can read that a little better. Now, if you wanted to, it might be better. Let's tab this. I think that looks a little better. Hit the tab bar. Please don't hit the space bar. It's not a typewriter. We're in 2017. All right, save it. What's next in our instructions? So in order to distinguish this description list from other description lists in the website, we added the attribute ID equals that CT underscore locations to the opening DL tag. Now we got our client. We can think of these tutorials as clients. Wants us has a map that he wants us to display alongside the list of times and locations. Okay, so directly after the H1 element within the article element, we're going to insert the inline image information. So let us go, set after the H1, so let's go after H1, and we do less than sign image source equals, oops, be careful, image source equals CT map.png, and then you got alt equals, you have our opening and closing quotation marks, and close it off, give me a space, backslash, greater than sign. Let's save it, and then let's run it. We need locations. Let's minimize that. Okay, let's see what it looks like. Oops, there we go. Open with Safari. Ah, beautiful. Okay, how are we doing? So, let's see. We have our term, which is what? D. What is that on our code, y'all? DT. Okay, let me put this side by side so we can do have a little lesson. Hold on. Let's make this a little smaller. There we go. There we go. That looks good. Okay, so let's see. You see on my line 30, I have the image source for the map, and that's loaded right here. Then we have our description list ID, that's CT locations, and then, because that's our file, right? Then we have our description term, that's 11 to 2 and 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. and 4 p.m. to 8 and 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Then we have our DD, our description, which is our address. See? So my lines 33, 35, 37, and 39 are the DD. Okay? All right, beautiful. All right, I'm going to save that. And let's move on to creating hypertext links. I think we can close that file. What y'all think? Oh, yeah, we can. That's right. We can. So let's close that file. Now this video is going to be a little longer, and it's probably going to take me a little bit longer to convert the video and then upload it to YouTube. So please be patient with this session 1.3, okay? All right, so next we are on page 56, creating a navigation list. So we're going back to that ctabout.html file we created earlier. Let's open that in our HTML5 editor, and we are going to go to the body header, and directly below the inline image for the curbside tie logo, we're going to insert the navigation list. Okay, so let me see, what line is that? That is line, this is the body. On line 24, on my line 25, I got the header. Then the image source, that's right. Directly below the inline image, that is right here, right? Line 26, does that seem right to y'all? Okay. So let's do this. Let's open up About again so we can take a look at what the page looks like before we add this extra stuff, the navigation. Okay, so as you can see, we have the little banner here, our H1, still got that bold, and then you see all the emphasis and citations we did. Okay, so let's open up, where am I? Oh, so let's open up, let's go after this image source. And then we're going to do navigation. I'm going to indent that image source. There we go. So we got NAV. Close it off. And then I'm going to do my UL. That's an unordered list. I'm going to cut this out so it doesn't confuse anybody. And I'm also going to put that on a different line so it doesn't confuse anybody. This is off of page 56, y'all. So now we got to have our list item, LI. And then we have about. Don't forget to close that tag. Then our next list item is what? Locations. All right. Then our next list item is what? Excuse me. Menu. Then our next list item is reviews. Reviews with an S. Then our next list item is catering. Li. Catering. Then our next list item is contact. Contact. See, this is something too. You can't rush. So don't try to do your assignments the night before, because all it's going to do is cause grief. Because what happens if your page doesn't load correctly? And then what happens if you don't have the patience to figure out what's going on? You're not going to do well on that assignment, right? All right. Need to close that off. And let's close off that navigation. And then that header is closed off. So I'm gonna take away that space, and then I'm gonna put space in between that article. Okay, y'all like that? Okay. So we can save that, and then let's open About. Open with Safari. I was using Chrome earlier, remember? Doesn't matter. You do want to see how your page loads into different browsers, because all browsers are not the same. So as you can see, now we have our little navigation. All right. Does yours look similar to page 57 in the textbook? If not, review the video and see where you made your error. All right. Be sure you save. Now let's create hypertext links. Ooh, fun. Okay, so we're still in the about.html file. We're going to mark the first entry as a hypertext link pointing to ct_about.html file by changing the list item to an href. Okay. So let's do that. Hypertext is created by enclosing content within a set of opening and closing A tags. And Let's see what happens. Okay. So each line item, oh, this is tedious, huh? Because what happens is we have to put, we have to put each item in the navigation list. We have to get that marked as a hypertext link. Okay, so let's get ready to type. A href equals ct underscore about dot html. Then we keep that no. Then we have the greater than sign, and then closing off about, we need to have, you know what? We need to have this quotation mark. Then we need to have the greater than sign. Then we need to make sure about comes next. Take this quotation out. And then we need to have close off the A. Okay. So now, let's do the same thing. A href equals what? ct underscore locations. Do you see the .html? Do you see the what's happening over and over? Okay, let's put that A at the end of locations and before the closing tag for the list item. So without looking at the book, what do we type next? A href equals, open that up, ct, what you think, menu, right? .html. Let's close it off. And then let's put that after menu. How are we looking, y'all? Pretty good. Okay. A href equals ct underscore reviews .html. Then I need to put this at the end. I think I probably need to take that off so it doesn't finish it for me. For the future videos, I'll try to have that done. ct underscore catering .html, close it off, greater than sign. Let's put that closing tag right before the closing tag for the list item. Then what's next without looking at the book? A href equals, open quote, ct underscore contact. Be sure you also have the right case. If it's all lowercase, make sure you're typing it in all lowercase so it can be identified. Let's close that off. And let's save it. All right. Beautiful. Again, let's open it. Let's see what happens. All right. Look at that. If we click on locations, what do you think will happen? It went to our locations page. What about menu? Let's see. What about reviews? Did we do anything with reviews? I think we did. And then we got about us. Okay, so let's see what's going on. Let's keep typing. Do we have the A? We got the href. We have CT. Oh, you know what? I know what happened. Do y'all know what happened? Okay, locations. Check this out. See my locations? I have it saved as .html, and look at my locations file name. Look at that. It's underscore txt.html. So no, it's not going to work. Same thing with contact. Same thing with catering. And same thing with reviews. So let's make it easy on ourselves. If you hadn't done it already, I'm going to change that. Take this off. I just didn't save it. Now I could go in. Let me check this locations. I got the ping file. Oh, okay, locations. Oh, locations did add. That's fine. Did I do, let me see. Did I do contact? Let's see. Okay. Oh, because of menu. Did my menu open? What about locations? Let me look at it again because I forgot. Let's go back to about. One thing about it, I'm recording it so you can fast forward me. Menu. Okay, let's look at reviews. Reviews isn't loading. Catering. Catering is loading. And what about contact? Contact is not loading, so we need to fix that, and then that's about us. Okay, no problem. So let's look at reviews and contact. So what's going on with reviews? Let's, CT underscore reviews .html. And what was the other one? Contact right here. Let's get rid of that. There we go. Now, let's run it. Open with Safari. Let's click on reviews. Beautiful. Let's go back. Let's do contact. All right, contact. Hit your back button. Catering. Hit your back button. Reviews. Hit your back button. Menu. Hit your back button. Locations. Hit your back button. We're back and about. All right. Wonderful. So now we created the hypertext links. Let us mark an image as a hypertext link. Ooh, we're marking an image as a hypertext link. And then let me see, we have two more elements we need to learn. Okay, so we're still in CT about. We're going to mark the image in the body header as a hyperlink by changing the HTML code to ahref equals ct underscore start.html. This is on page 59. So I need to go into my body. And that's CT logo. That's curbside tie logo. And we change that code. Okay, body, header. Okay. So let us do a href equals ct underscore start dot html, close the quotation mark, greater than sign. Then we need to be sure this closing A is at the end of everything. You can always try to see what happens if you don't do it, because with a computer, whatever you do, you can always undo. All right, so let's save it. Let's open up that about file in our browser. Okay, open it with Safari. And this is start, and we're in the about. So we're supposed to click the curbside tie logo to verify that the browser opens the curbside tie startup page. So you see my my mouse. Ooh, I don't like this. This is ugly. Okay, but anyway, let's click on this and look at that. Our start page. Wonderful. Okay, Why is that loading like that? That is not cute. Okay, let me figure it out. But let's keep going. Oh, I know why. You know why? Anybody? Let's do this. Does that have anything to do with it? No, not quite. Okay. Let's look. That's our navigation, right? Let's see. Let's open with, oh, right here. So that was contacts, right? Let me come back to that. Because that was our navigation, our line item. So that's somewhere up in here in my code, right? That's probably what, line 34. What you think? Uh-huh. Look at that. Look at that S. Okay, so let's put, there we go. Let's save it and let's run it. Oh, no, it didn't. Oh, save it. Did y'all see that and didn't tell me? Open with Safari. There we go. Beautiful. All right. Okay, let me close that. Now we still need our about.html file. It says we're going to copy the entire content of the page header from the opening header tag through to the closing header tag, including the revised code for the company logo and navigation list. Okay, so first let's copy from the opening header all the way to the closing tag. All the way to the closing header tag. Where is it? See? That's why it's good to have some spaces. Okay, so we're going to copy that, not cut, copy. So that's Command C or Control C for my people on the PC. Then we're going to go to the ctlocations.html file. ctlocations.html, ctlocations right here. We're going to open that in our text editor. And then we're going to paste that copy code, replacing the previous page header in the document. Okay? So you see right here, my lines 23 to 25. Okay, it says we're going to replace that. So let's replace it. Oops. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to cover that. Select it, sorry, and paste it. Command V on my Mac. Control V on the PC. Then it says we got to repeat all of that with the menu.html. Open with. Okay, so we're here. And if you don't feel comfortable doing all of this at once, let's save it. All of these files. Then do each one. Check to make sure the page loads correctly, and then go to the next one. Okay, menu, and then reviews.html. I just have the habit of opening my stuff from the folder. Sometimes I cut down on errors. Okay, so see, this is called menu. I had to be sure I knew where I was. And then also, because I put it in the comments, I can see it. Okay, we did menu. Oh, I need reviews. Like I said, this is going to take a little bit longer to upload to YouTube because the video is longer. All right, let's save it. And then catering and contact. We need both of those files. So catering, open with, and see, we got to be sure we do what we need to do and space this stuff out because it is, like I say, it's hard to read sometimes. Contact, especially for a beginner. There we go. Okay, let's save it. All right. So now we can, it tells us after we do all that, replace and save the changes to each file, and then we're going to reopen the CT locations. We can close these. I'm just going to close all of them. And then I'm going back over here to my data sets in my tutorial folder, and we're opening the CT locations right here. And then we're going to open it in our browser and verify that we can jump from one page to another by clicking items in the navigation list at the top of each page. Let's see. About, locations, menu, review, catering, contacts. Look at that. Okay, so now, as you see, we did the hypertext link. So you notice we're not hitting that back button like we were earlier. We're actually hitting the navigation buttons. Okay, so it looks like we're doing all right. Now, let us go into linking an email address and then finally linking to a phone number. So the link to our email address, I'm going to close this browser. So let us go to contact.html, open with, and I need my editor. Here we go again. No. Oops. We don't want that. File. Oh, we want contacts. There we go. So we got to change the curbside tie email address into a mail to. Okay. So down at the bottom, that's in our, right here. That's on my line 50, if you can see. Let me minimize this so it doesn't cause confusion. So right before, right after the P and after email, we're going to type less than sign A, href equals open quote, and we're going to say mail to and curbside dot tie at example.com. Then we need our closing quotation mark. Oops, did I do it? What did I do, y'all? Closing quotation marks. Then we're going to do our greater than sign. And let's keep typing. We got curbside, don't panic, tie at example.com. Then we have our closing A with our closing paragraph element, and then we have article. So let's save it. This is on contact. So let's open our contact.html, right? Okay. Let's open it in Safari. And that is, so if we click on this, that should open up into where we can send an email. So cross your fingers and let's click. Okay. All right. So as you can see, that works. I don't have my email set up because I use a outside email account. I don't have it connected to my laptop, but it works. So you do want to verify that your device opens your email program with the curbside tie address already entered, and it did. So we're going to close the email program without sending a message. And like it said on page 67, depending on your device, you may have to set up your email program to accept hypertext links. All right. Last, for session 1.3, I'm going to close our browser. We're going to link a phone number. So still in our contact file, I'm going to close this. We're going to change the curbside tie phone number into a hypertext link. So that is on line 49. So let's, and after the P and call, here we go again. Open, what you call it? Less than sign, A, href, equals, opening quotation mark, TEL, colon, be sure you have a plus sign, and then we're going to put the phone number without the parentheses and whatnot, 1, and then put the whole number all together without any parentheses or dashes. Then we're going to close that quotation mark off. Here I go again. And then greater than sign. And we're going to actually, well, I guess we do actually type the phone number, don't we? Okay, no big deal. 704 455. Oh, not 455, 704 555 1151. Close off that tag, and then we got parentheses. That looks pretty good. What do y'all think? All right. So let's run it and see what happens. Let's contact. Contact. All right. Okay, look. That is the conclusion. It worked because we saw the underscore, didn't we? If you click on it, it might take you somewhere else. But it seems to work. All right, so that concludes tutorial 1 with sessions 1, 2, and 3. This particular video covered session 1.3, lists and hypertext links.